Let's move straight to our next conversation, shall we? Now, free markets are built on principles of fairness and competition. When monopolies threaten this balance, it is not just businesses that suffer, but consumers and the larger economic ecosystem. The Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria, PETROAN, has declared a 3-day warning suspension of fuel lifting and dispensing starting from Tuesday. This action is in support of the Nigerian Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, NUPENG, which embarked on a nationwide strike from Monday, the 8th of September. The dispute centers around alleged anti-union practices linked to the deployment of newly imported compressed natural gas CNG trucks by the Dangote refinery for direct fuel distribution, raising concerns over a creeping monopoly in the sector. PETROAN President Billy Gillis-Harry emphasized that the move is a call for fair and healthy competition and the protection of independent fuel marketers. Gentlemen, I mean, this subject strikes at the heart of our national development. Yes, but why is PETROAN and NUPENG against Dangote's CNG truck initiative? I mean, what exactly is the threat that they see to, the threat they see to their own survival here?
The union is the union, and the private business will always think like a private business. And no, I'm yet to see any private business owned, like to be threatened by the union or like to be controlled on how he wants to run his government. So we can totally understand the differences between the two parties. But most importantly is that let's situate it correctly. As far as NUPENG and Pengerson is concerned, some of the steps taken by Dangote, they don't like it. For example, the fact that they even want to remove the middleman, by providing this CNG to the customers and even the fuel. You understand? And through the CNG, which is much cheaper, and they will move this fuel to the filling stations, and the middleman, the distributor, technically are cut off. Trust me, Nigerians should be happy for that. Nigerians should be happier when you look at the total cost, because some level of expenses have been taken off. So I think where the issues are is that that's a good one for Nigerians. But what Dangote and the NUPENG should understand is that we should continue to encourage government to allow that monopoly. It's throwing up the market. NNPC should find a way, and some others, people in the market should find a way of also reducing the cost for the average Nigerians. If Dangote feels he can survive, by cutting off the middleman, it's not out of place for average Nigerians. But if they don't have to force Dangote, you understand, to toe their part by saying that, hey, you just have to consider us.
Don't force, but negotiate.
Negotiate. Where I may have issues is the fact that unionism is supported by the law. It's the standard way of ILO. You must belong to a union for us to exist. We know there's a flagrant abuse in many sectors in Nigeria.
But in Nigeria, is union membership compulsory or mandatory?
It's ILO. We are signatory to ILO treaties. And if we are, it means that, not if we are, because we are.
Signatory to ILO?
Yes,
we are.
Yes, you have to belong to a union. I recall visiting a friend in BBC the other time, and they were telling me that, okay, it's a mandatory 8 hours. If I'm spending more than 8 hours as a journalist, that's not our training here. Of course. Until you finish your production, your work is not done. So
you have to ask for overtime.
They have to tell me, Kayode, I got to go. I said, journalist. He was explaining to me that, no, the union will deal with us if we don't leave the office by this time. So that's just to say that.
That is their own union dealing with the employees.
So it is what it is. It's just part of the anomalies that we have decided to accept. So Dangote, take it easy, let people be part of union. And union, take it easy. Don't also call the shots for these
All right,
employers.
I mean, Dangote refinery is deciding to take control of its logistics. But looking at the Petroleum Industry Act, is Dangote going against the PIA or is right on point?
Well, I have to look at that section of the PIA, but I know that since the industry has been deregulated,
Exactly.
okay, it means anybody can come and play in that industry, in that sector. And so Dangote is a player. And so because he's a player, the NLC or the NUPENG will also have to look at him from that angle.
From that angle.
You know, another angle is that some people were already saying that the federal government shouldn't have even allowed Dangote to just be the only producer of petrol because of our national security. Because once you allow just one player, it becomes a problem. He can hold the nation to ransom. You know, that is another angle. Now, this another thing
is assumption.
No, well, you might think so because take for instance, have you asked yourself since our refinery shut down, where have we been getting fuel from?
True.
Some people have been importing, so we've not stopped importation. You know, and those who are importing, I'm very sure they'll be going through a lot, spending more money for them to be able to import. But Dangote is, you know, still supplying. And so Dangote, as a private investor, is trying to look at how can I make business money from, my country, and also make life easy for me, and including Nigerians, and those who want to do business with me. And that is why he's trying to bring the CNG, trucks in, and even supplying to those who are interested. So, if you want to be a retailer, you open your filling station, Dangote will come and supply direct. So he brought this idea to himself. But the likes of NUPENG and every other unions will suffer. Because some people have already gotten trucks way back in many years. Some even collected loan to buy those trucks. And if they are not loading, product to your filling station or to other filling stations, what happens to them? So that is the grounds of this problem that you are seeing, because they are saying you are going to run us out of business. You understand? So it's a very, very technical matter.
And they should patronize other players now.
This is more of an emotional and logical argument.
It's a technical matter that I feel that it is not just about federal government saying, oh, we are going to resolve the matter today. It is something they need to bring everybody, let them sit down, and then begin to listen to NUPENG and Pengerson and all of them, because we can't afford another strike in that sector. We know how petrol is very vital in Nigeria. Today now, everybody is happy, maybe because of traffic. Nobody is even thinking. Tomorrow, when people want to go to filling station, there is no fuel or it's locked. That is when reality will now dawn on people.
All right, gentlemen, we have Olushola calling in from Makurdi. Olushola, you have the floor.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Olushola Tewa Anyila from Benue State, Makurdi.
Go ahead.
Yes. I want to say you people are doing a wonderful job in TVC studio.
Thank you.
I've been following TVC for over 6-7 years now. And I do enjoy your program, especially Mr. Babat Jide.
All right, thank you. But go ahead to the points because of our time, please.
Okay. My concern is in respect of Dangote refinery. I don't know exactly what the masses or the people, the tanker drivers want. We were looking for a way to reduce the price of fuel. Now that Dangote has suggested or brings alternatives to reduce fuel high cost of fuel, we are still against that. So I don't really know what Nigeria want. When they say subsidy has gone, the price of fuel was up to 1,300 plus. Now the price of fuel in Benue is around 920 to 950. Now there is another solution. Why can't you try this Dangote than going for strike? Why do we want to punish our people? That is my major concern.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Olusola. I mean, some persons have argued that NUPENG and PETROAN are not defending Nigerian workers, but they are defending their own monopoly. I mean, is this a battle between two monopolies here?
No,
the old monopoly and the new monopoly.
Theirs is not a monopoly. Theirs is just union. Unionism is more of, let's just protect the interests of our members. Like Asuko had mentioned, some of them may have bought some tankers. They have bought some things they are looking at as the next phase of their businesses. And now you want to cut off that middleman. So it is understandable. But like Olusola had said...
You don't see it as an emotional argument instead of a logical argument?
Maybe not emotional. It is a business argument.
Okay.
I use the word business. Like Olusola had mentioned, the more interested party is the masses. He has mentioned 920 to 950. In Lagos, we are buying it 860 something thereabout. And probably in Abuja, too, it might be less than 900. This is just to buttress that fact that Nigerians are still expecting this to drop further.
Yes.
And any business that will throw it open. Let me give you, they may not like this example. It's just like saying that because of some people who are selling recharge cards on the road, and therefore we should not go into buying cards directly through your apps and through your banks. Trust me, the options are there. If that one is a problem, if they are taking some charges, Nigerians will want something faster and easier.
All right, gentlemen.
So same thing with options.
All right, gentlemen, we need to go on this quick break. And when we return, the conversation continues. Don't go away. It's still Journalist Hangout. All right, if you just joined us, still Journalist Hangout. I still have Kaidilade and Dave right here with us and Asuko James. Now, before we went on that break, we're still talking about the face-off between Dangote refineries and NUPENG, PETROAN. But before, earlier, I asked you on the petrol, looking at the Petroleum Industry Act, I asked you that is Dangote going against the PIA, you know, with this move, or is right on point? You want to add something?
Yeah, because I wanted to, because I actually went, when we went on break, I had to run through, you know, some section of the PIA, and I noticed in section 32, it's 32 U. Okay. It shows that Dangote is not violating
the PIA
in any way, because by using the CNG, you know, tankers, you know, the thing is, as we are looking at it now, is more about union versus the Nigerian midstream and downstream petroleum regulatory authority. Those are the people that, you know, PENG has problem with. Okay. Nigerians might not know. IPMAN, they are not part of this, you know, strike, because IPMAN is a private company. They are owned by private individuals, and they are benefiting from Dangote. PTD is also not part of this.
Petrol and tanker drivers.
Yes, they are not part of this. You know, so we need to look at, because those two says based on what is in the PIA, you know, they don't need to go on strike.
Exactly.
So NUPENG will have to, you know, re-strategize and see how they can. My own is, don't suffer us.
Exactly.
Because by the time NUPENG, you know, comes out, Pengasson comes out, it becomes a big problem. Because I also saw that petroleum retailers also said they want to go on strike.
All right, well, we have another caller. Ade calling in from London. Ade, let's talk.
Hello, how are you, my friends?
Very well.
One thing is missing from what we are discussing there. You are forgetting that Dangote is on a free trade zone.
Yes.
And when you are on free trade zone,
you can
exempted from certain rules, like regulation, taxes, and other things like that. So Dangote has the right to dictate what he wanted because it's on a free trade zone. So I want you to note that.
Yes.
God bless Nigeria.
All right, thank you very much.
That is another issue. That is another thing.
And you know one clear thing, so that we'll explain to people, is that when you're dealing with NUPENG, you're dealing with Pengasson, these are usually the government kind of people who are already into the system. But when you're dealing with IPMAN is the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria. And they are the people who have been calling for this PIA.
Exactly.
The whole idea is it's a free market.
Exactly. That
if I have a strategy to outwit my competitors, why will you stop me? So for me, I think the bottom line is Nigerians want to have these prices cheaper.
Exactly.
But gentlemen, another side of this, do you think this face-off between labor union and a private investor can discourage investment in Nigeria's energy sector?
It can, because there will be people out there
that are watching.
Yes, don't forget that the president traveled to Brazil recently.
Yes.
And Petrobras was supposed to come.
Exactly.
So
they will come.
And they will come. We are praying that they will come.
It's imminent.
You understand? So imagine somebody is in Brazil and is watching, TVC News, and then the next thing, Newpen goes on strike because of XYZ
decision.
So they also, Newpen of members,
yes,
and their president and others, they should sit down and begin to think through some of the, their decisions actions. Because this thing affects investors from coming in.
Absolutely.
We are not saying we are against anything that is against labor practices, anti-labor practices. We are against it. If they feel that what Dangote is saying, that compelling people to come and sign, that one, is against the international labor law. So, but please, they should sit down, see how they can address this matter so that it doesn't affect investors from coming into Nigeria.
We also have Jonathan calling in from the United States, Louisiana. Thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Hello.
Yeah, hello, good evening.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you perfectly.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Please, I just want to talk about the minimum wage, this petrol, the labor union should negotiate with federal government. Let the federal government set that minimum wage at $70, $70, and let them go and negotiate with it. If the labor wants to, let them negotiate with the federal government on behalf of federal, and let each state by increasing it from 70,000. You are putting other small companies into problems. Let me talk about this new mega people, the problem of Nigeria when it concerns energy. Please, the federal government, it is better we fight this war for us. They are the enemy of Nigeria when it comes to energy control.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
I hope I didn't mix that part. I know he said that they should not put small business into trouble. For example, a good number of people who have domestic staff, some of them are struggling to meet up. Some people have walked away. That if you don't meet up with the minimum wage, I cannot cope. Like I said, it's the benchmark. People should only appeal to people to do far more than 70,000.
Kaidi, I appreciate you, but we've gone past that conversation. Let's face it, we're still with the new Penga, Dangote. But he talked about this. It can affect investments.
It can. But whoever the investors are, we should also let them know that this is not a full capitalist economy.
It's a free market.
Excuse me. What I mean is there is a place for union. There is a place for people to also be treated well. We've had cases where, I'm sorry to mention, where some Chinese companies treat our people less than humans. So that you have interest in making money does not mean the people, the labor, which is very key, must be taken for granted. That's the point we're making. That is good, but be aware that there are unions. Be aware that those workers can join union. Be aware that it's not all about your profits. It's also about, in many serious multinationals in Nigeria, when there are inflations, they increase salaries immediately. They quickly look at the inflation rate in Nigeria. I'm talking about, ask them. They can bear me witness. They will increase this money. So don't take labor for granted.
Take labor for granted. All right, gentlemen, let's move straight to our next conversation. In times of